New at 6, sounding the alarm. California lawmakers want to crack down on sexual harassment at the Capitol, this time with a new whistleblower law that would make it easier for women to report harassment without fear of retaliation.
So why hasn't it existed until now? CBS 13's Lamore Abrams joining us now in the studio, getting answers on this. Lamore?
Christine and Tony, there is actually a whistleblower law in the books in California. It protects legislators, not their staffers. A California Assemblywoman has tried to change that for 4 years in a row, but she failed each time. She says that's because the system is designed to protect the institution, not the victim.
It's kind of no holds barred, anything goes when it comes to your staff.
Republican Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez is determined to close that loophole, exempting legislative staffers from whistleblower laws.
The rules are for you and not for us.
But every year since 2014, the state Senate has rejected a new law that would protect employees who report unethical, immoral, or inappropriate behavior.
Why?
Well, I think it's fairly obvious that it exposes them to unknown allegations.
Employment attorney Mary Alice Coleman has represented cases against the legislature and has testified for whistleblower protections. Instead, she's seen women fired for reporting abuse. But this year may be different.
I just thought it was the price of working in politics.
Last month, more than 300 women signed a published letter exposing shocking misconduct in California politics.
Legislators who are doing things that are certainly inappropriate and in some cases quite possibly illegal.
Melendez put her name on that list too. Since then, Senate President Pro Tem Kevin De Leon, who's running for U.S. Senate, announced he's dropping his opposition to a revised whistleblower bill, issuing a statement reading, "Part of that effort will be to strengthen existing whistleblower protections, including enshrining them in statute to encourage victims to come forward." Other state senators declined to tell us why they previously blocked the proposed law.
They're not going to put up with it anymore.
But Melendez isn't backing down.
I told them when I first brought the bill forward that I would bring it every year until it was passed. And I meant it. I don't know if they thought I meant it, but I actually did mean it.
And she says the next whistleblower bill she reintroduces will have an urgency clause attached to it. So if it passes, it goes into effect immediately. And Christina and Tony, the legislature resumes January 3rd. She expects that law, that proposed law, to be on lawmakers' desks by then.
You spent a lot of time in the Capitol, so let's talk about support for this bill. Both sides of the aisle on board with this?
Yes, it passed unanimously with bipartisan support in the Assembly. But as soon as it hit the Senate, it was a no-go, blocked.
So many of these victims, they haven't named names in any of this. So what does Melendez think of that?
She encourages them to name names and stop protecting these people who are allegedly hurting them.
Much more to come, needless to say. Lamore, thanks for that update.